I'm coming from Uganda. I am a pastor. I lead a church of over 1,000 members. I am the senior pastor, but 30% of my members are ex-Muslims. I was born a Muslim. I am like a child number 52 from my father's family. My father had many wives, and I'm like number 52 of the children. He had 2 mosques. He was a Muslim revivalist. We can call them those people who took Islam in places and they dominated the area to an extent that the biggest portion of the place nearby us are full of Muslims only. And in our compound we had 2 mosques. This forum is very important to me because when I was a Muslim, I hated Israel. The law of Islam says, وَلَا تَتَحِزُ يَهُدِيَّ وَنَصْرَانِيَّ أَوْلِيَاءَ. Never make a Jew or a Christian to be a friend. Much of the things we're talking about here are not only political, but the hatred against Israel is much orchestrated by religion than politics. I was staying in East Africa. It's far away. I could not even trace Israel from the map. But from age 5, I had hated the Jews. Until one time when I became a Christian, I got converted in 1993. I was a member of a church, but also with some hatred against Israel. I could not believe this thing, that Israel has a right in the church. But one day I went to preach somewhere, powerful preacher, but no love of Israel. I preached in a church of one of the prominent preacher who has done a great work to support Israel. He's called Pastor Mulinde in Uganda. When I was preaching in this church, a group of about 15 women called me to preach in their morning prayer devotion. These women are very devoted. They come, they're business workers and others have big offices. But every morning, every day, whether it shines or it rains, they meet for 2 hours to deliberate about Israel and pray for Israel. So they called me when I was there. I heard a lot of things they are talking about, and I was much more touched. And when I went back to read through my Bible, I found God of Israel, God of Israel, God of Israel. And I realized the God I'm talking about identifies himself with the nation of Israel. So I took it upon myself to begin to search more about Israel. I shared with my fellow pastors. I have a network of pastors I'm working with in East Africa. And we say, let's go to the land of Israel. I came to Israel leading a group of pastors. I came through Egypt. I used to know Israel as a racist state. I heard it from the news that Israel is a racist state and they can skin any Arab at a side. But when I was coming from Egypt, my guide was a Jew and my driver, the driver of the bus, was an Arab. It touched my heart. I stayed in different hotels around here and I saw Arabs. I came to understand that there are also Arabs in the parliament everywhere. So from then, I went back with a changed mind and I began to mobilize my people to love Israel. I got a teaching from a wonderful Jewish organization. It's called Jerusalem Online University. Actually, it's an online teaching. From then I got it, and I was so much enlightened about the issues going on. and the biasness of the media against the nation of Israel. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can say much, but in a few minutes, this is what I can tell you. There are many people who love Israel or who are candidates of being supporters of Israel, but these people are not mobilized. This forum must think about mobilization. We must think about mobilizing people. The people who love Israel are doing it on an individual basis. It's not an entity, it's not a unit, it's not a force. That's why you find you are in a church, 100 people, 30 support Israel and others does not. Yet the enemies of Israel are working as a unity. I will tell you today, we don't have a single nation. Actually, aside from America, because America is shifting from loving Israel, I'm sorry to say that. We have Canada today. Canada is coming in. But even though Canada is coming in, it's not supporting Israel as a state. No, it's few politicians and few people. But the enemies of Israel have got states with presidents, constitutions, and the entire state hating Israel. Amazingly, previously, the enemies of Israel has been those with Muslim majority. Why? I told you the law of Islam teaches to hate Israel, like it or not. That's why whatever bad thing happens to Israel, wherever Muslims are majority, they will celebrate. But now, the trend is changing. We need to be aware of this. The majority Muslims in a country have been hating Israel. But right now, even where Muslims are the minority, they have changed the system to convince governments to hate Israel. With these bandages on me, you see, I'm still strong. I'm not yet strong. All this face, I was burnt with acid because of converting from Islam and because of my work. I teach my people to love Israel in my country. Muslims in my country are only 12%. But they have changed the minds of people, the minds of the community, to an extent that when you see demonstration on the street, you may think that everybody hates Israel.